Happiness begins with being loved. One of the deepest desires of the human heart is to be loved. People spend much of their lives searching for love. They seek it in relationships, friendships, and the approval of others. They want someone to tell them that they matter, that they are enough, and that they are worthy of affection. Yet human love, beautiful as it is, can sometimes disappoint us. People make mistakes. Promises are broken. Relationships change. Sometimes the people we expect to stay with us walk away. Because of this, many people carry wounds in their hearts. They begin to wonder if they are truly lovable or if they will ever find the acceptance they long for. This is where God's love becomes so important. God's love is different from human love. It does not depend on our appearance, our achievements, our success, or our failures. His love remains constant. He loves us on our best days and our worst days. He loves us when we feel strong and when we feel weak. He loves us when we are full of faith and when we are filled with questions. Knowing that we are deeply loved by God brings tremendous peace to the heart. God's love gives us security. Many people live with fear. They fear being rejected. They fear being abandoned. They fear not being good enough. These fears can steal happiness and fill the heart with anxiety. But God's love provides security. When we know that we are loved by God, we no longer need to earn His affection. We no longer need to pretend to be perfect. We can simply come to Him as we are. His love gives us a place to rest. A child who knows they are loved feels safe. In the same way, when we understand God's love, our hearts begin to feel secure. We know that no matter what happens in life, we are not alone. This security becomes a foundation for lasting happiness. Peace that the world cannot give. The world often promises peace. People believe that peace will come when they have enough money, enough success, or enough comfort. But external circumstances can change in an instant. A job can be lost. A relationship can end. A difficult season can suddenly appear. If our peace depends entirely on our circumstances, then our peace will always be fragile. God offers something greater. He offers peace that remains even during life's storms. This peace comes from trusting that He is present and that He is caring for us. It is the quiet confidence that we do not walk through life alone. Happiness. During uncertainty, one of the most difficult parts of life is uncertainty. We do not know what tomorrow will bring. We do not know what challenges may come. We cannot control everything that happens around us. This uncertainty can create worry and fear. Yet happiness in God teaches us to trust. Trust does not mean that we understand everything. It means that we believe God is with us, even when we cannot see the whole picture. Imagine walking through a dark forest with someone you deeply trust. You may not know the path ahead, but because that person is with you, you feel less afraid. This is what trusting God is like. His presence gives us courage, and courage brings peace. God's love heals the heart. Everyone carries pain. Some carry disappointment. Some carry loneliness. Some carry grief. Some carry wounds caused by the words or actions of others. Pain has a way of making happiness seem impossible. But God's love has the power to bring healing. Healing does not always happen overnight. Sometimes it comes slowly, little by little. Like the sunrise gradually pushing away the darkness, God's love gently brings light into our hearts. He reminds us that our pain is not the end of our story. He reminds us that we are still loved. He reminds us that there is hope. Hope itself is a kind of happiness because it gives us strength to keep moving forward. Happiness in gratitude. One of the greatest secrets to happiness is gratitude. Gratitude changes the way we see our lives. Instead of focusing only on what we do not have, we begin noticing the blessings we already possess. The warmth of the sun, the beauty of nature, a good conversation, a peaceful evening, the love of family, the kindness of a friend, the simple gift of another day. God surrounds us with countless blessings, many of which we overlook. A grateful heart begins to recognize these gifts. The more grateful we become, the more joy we experience. Gratitude opens our eyes to the goodness of God. Happiness in simple things. The world often teaches us that happiness comes from extraordinary experiences. It tells us that we need more money, more excitement, and bigger achievements. But some of the happiest moments in life are often simple. Watching the rain, listening to birds sing in the morning, sharing a meal with loved ones, sitting quietly and enjoying a peaceful evening, reading a good book, drinking a warm cup of tea or coffee, taking a walk and feeling the wind. God created a beautiful world filled with small gifts. When we slow down and appreciate these moments, we begin to discover joy all around us. Happiness is often found not in extraordinary events, but in ordinary moments filled with gratitude. Happiness through prayer. Prayer is more than asking God for things. Prayer is spending time with Him. It is sharing our worries, fears, dreams, and joys. It is opening our hearts and allowing ourselves to rest in His presence. Many people discover that after praying, they feel lighter. Their problems may not have disappeared, but their hearts feel calmer. Prayer reminds us that we do not carry our burdens alone. There is great comfort in placing our worries into God's hands. This comfort becomes peace, and peace leads to happiness. Happiness in letting go of control. Many people struggle because they try to control everything. They want to know exactly what the future holds. They want every plan to succeed. They want life to unfold exactly as they imagined. But life rarely works that way. Unexpected events happen. Plans change. Dreams sometimes take different paths. Trying to control everything often creates anxiety and frustration. Finding happiness in God means learning to let go. It means trusting that even when we do not understand everything, God is still at work. This trust does not remove every problem, but it removes the burden of carrying everything alone. And there is great happiness in that freedom. Happiness in forgiveness. Unforgiveness can become a heavy weight. Holding on to anger and bitterness often hurts us more than anyone else. Forgiveness does not mean pretending that painful things never happened. It means choosing not to let those hurts control our hearts forever. God's love teaches us forgiveness. As we experience His grace, we learn to extend grace to others. Forgiveness brings freedom. Freedom brings peace. And peace makes room for happiness. Happiness through serving others. One of life's greatest surprises is that happiness often grows when we help others. A kind word, a listening ear, a small act of generosity, a moment of compassion. These simple acts bring joy not only to others but also to ourselves. God created us to love and care for one another. There is deep satisfaction in knowing that our lives can bring comfort and hope to someone else. The happiest people are often those who learn to give rather than only receive. The peace of belonging to God. Perhaps one of the greatest sources of happiness is knowing that we belong to God. We are not forgotten. We are not invisible. We are not accidents. Our lives matter. We are deeply known and deeply loved. This truth changes everything. It gives us hope during sorrow, strength during weakness, peace during uncertainty, and joy during ordinary days. The heart that knows it belongs to God has discovered a treasure greater than anything this world can offer. Finding happiness in God begins with understanding His love and receiving His peace. His love gives us security. His presence gives us comfort. His peace calms our fears. His grace heals our wounds. As we grow closer to Him, we begin to discover a joy that does not depend on perfect circumstances. We discover a happiness rooted in something eternal, and that happiness remains, even when life becomes difficult, because it is founded not on temporary things, but on the unchanging love of God.